Okay, so as Bukola said before, this learning clinic will be recorded and you are able to watch the translation for several languages. So yeah, welcome to this learning clinic, Wikipedia Library, Products and Partnerships. I would like to, first of all, present our speakers. So here we have Vipin, who is Senior Partnerships Manager from the Wikimedia Foundation. Thank you very much, Vipin, for being here and collaborate with us. We also have Fiona Romeo. She's the Senior Manager, Culture and Heritage from the Wikimedia Foundation. And Sam Walton, Product Manager for Wikipedia Library and Moderator Tool from Wikimedia Foundation. So thank you very much, you all, for being here. We will make now a brief review about Let's Connect. If you can go to the next slide, please. There we have our chair, sorry. So a brief review about Let's Connect culture for those who are incorporating for the first time. Let's Connect is a peer program, a peer learning program that is operated as a joint community foundation initiative. As we said at the beginning, we are here to learn, but also to have a good time. So we all want you to feel comfortable and confident. So please feel free to ask any question, to share your own experience, and to basically have a good time, have a cup of coffee or whatever you want. And yeah, some about the philosophy of the Let's Connect peer learning program. We deeply believe that we have something to learn from anyone, no matter the experience. So welcome to share your thoughts in this learning clinic. And today, please, the next slide, thank you. Today, we are here to understand the functions and navigation of the Wikipedia library. So we have a great topic. We will try to identify the potential partnerships opportunities and understand the process of collaboration. We are here also to gain insight from case study and success stories on partnerships, and to establish a connection with the Wikimedia Foundation Wikipedia Library team. So as part of the agenda, we will start with this, next slide, please. We will start with this brief check-in, then we will pass to the introduction and icebreaker, around 10 minutes. Then Vipin will share the presentation, the first presentation of our session, Understanding Wikipedia Library. Then we have the activity, the Q&A, the second presentation, which is focused on partnerships for the Wikipedia Library. And at the end, we have the last activity and the last Q&A before close the session. So I really hope that we all have a great time. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Rocio. Good to see the agenda for today's clinic. And with this, we'll go into the icebreaker for today. And for the icebreaker, it's a question I find very interesting and something to really help us get to think about how we should see the Wikipedia library. So I came about this icebreaker question while I was just thinking about, okay, can we all just imagine that we are in a deserted island? And imagine that you are on a deserted island, as you can see on the screen, and you are in the middle, like in the center of this island, and you need an information, right? Maybe something to save you from this space or how to get out from this island. What kind of information would you need? And why do you think that information is important for you? So this is the icebreaker question. And I would like to just see your thoughts. You can do that by using the sticky notes on the Jamboard, or just drop your comments, your responses in the chat. So it's for you to picture yourself in the middle of this deserted island, and you need an information to either save yourself or maybe something different. Maybe you find yourself very comfortable on this island. I want you to maybe just respond to the question and think, what kind of information would you need? And why do you think that information is important? Okay, I'm seeing some comments on the, okay, somebody said food. I think that's one of the very important information I would need as a person. Okay. Another person said weather forecasts. Maybe you also want to know whether it's going to rain. And also knowing that this is an island, it's likely to even get more flooded, or like you see the island over flooding even the space in between that highland. So these are some important information I think we would need. And somebody said how to eat. Are there any inhabitants in the area? Yeah, I also find this very useful. So these are very important information that would really help us. So another comment says, way to make fire. In fact, yeah, that would be very, very important, especially because it's going to be very cold. And I was thinking maybe I would see a comment on what kind of, okay, yeah, someone said, are there any inhabitants in the area? So I believe that would also maybe respond to what kind of animals are there. Yeah, if we have aquatic animals, what category of aquatic animals would reside in on this island? So yeah, this is just a question to get us thinking about how we want to start using the Wikipedia library. Yeah, so imagine that the Wikipedia library is the space, the only space you can go to get information that you need. What kind of information would you need? And why do you think that information is important? So this is just an icebreaker to get us thinking about how we want to start exploring the Wikipedia library. I also see so many interesting responses, and I will just be checking the chats. And maybe you would like to unmute to speak if there's something that you really want to say about the kind of information that you think would be useful for you and why. I think this is also a good time to hear from you. Let's share thoughts. Remember, I said it's all about connection. So even if it's a clinic, we are also trying to connect. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your thoughts as well. Okay, somebody said safety tips in a situation where you have to swim. Wow, especially when you don't even know how to swim. Maybe I, for one, might not be a good person to be on this island. Okay, another comment says, please leave me on the island if the weather is good. Okay, that's Gorana. Gorana, would you like to maybe share why you think we should leave you on that island?
Oh, well, I live in Serbia, in Belgrade, and now it's like a spring. but we had like a long winter, and I really miss the summer. I really miss the beach and the sun, and desert island doesn't sound that bad if you ask me.
I can say something. So I started by thinking of basic survival, so edible plants. Then I quickly moved on to means of escape. So a guide to astronomy and wayfinding, how to build a boat, some good maps and charts. And then I sort of already came to a fairly resigned point where I thought a comprehensive introductory guide to philosophy so I could be a bit more settled about the situation I found myself in.
Hey, I think Fiona just kind of summarized every basic detail of what you need to know if you want to survive on this island. And maybe Fiona, it would be nice to also like see this happen in reality someday. Just kidding.
Reality.
Just kidding. Yeah, thank you so much. I see a lot of great responses to this icebreaker, and it's nice to see that we are all thinking about different ways, different information that we want to access, and also why it is important for us. And just like I said, this is just to really get us thinking about how we want to start making use of the Wikipedia library if we haven't maybe interacted with it previously, or also just think about, okay, there are other ways or other things that you could really do to promote the objective of the Wikipedia library. So yeah, I don't know if my time is up. All right. Okay, so with this, I would just take the backstage and pass the virtual mic to our speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Gola. Hi, everyone. I'm Vipin. I work as a senior partnerships manager with Wikimedia Foundation, and I live in Kochi, which is to the southern part of India. Really excited to be here and share about the Wikipedia library. I see quite a few familiar faces in the call. So really looking forward to telling you more about the library, how it works, how partnerships work for the library, and very keen to hear your feedback and questions. As you know, we have split this into two. On the first part, I will be speaking about the product, how the Wikipedia library works. I hope to give you a good understanding of how you can make use of the Wikipedia library for your Wikimedia volunteering. And then we will move on to partnerships, because partnerships are an essential part of the Wikipedia library. The project runs purely on partnerships with publishers, of reliable publishers across the world. So we hope to give you a good understanding of that as well. Next slide, please. Great. So today on this first session, what I hope to tell you is to give you a good sense of the Wikipedia library, an overview of what the Wikipedia library is. What was the idea behind the Wikipedia library? Why did we decide that we need a library, and how it came into being? I would also like to tell you what is the solution, what is the problem that the Wikipedia library is trying to solve, and how it can help you. And then we will move on to a live demo of the library where I take you actually through the library interface, how to access various books and journals and archives that you can get access to. And you can see how that can help you. And then we will move on to a Q&A session where you can ask about anything concerning the product side of things for the Wikipedia library. That's what we hope to cover in the first session. Next slide, please. Great. So citations are important. This is something that all of us in the Wikimedia movement know, right? Wikipedia is not a place for anyone to publish their own or original research, right? This is not a place where you would learn about a subject yourself and then you write an article and publish. Wikipedia is essentially a place where we summarize and organize the knowledge that's already available, right? We go look at different sources and summarize and make it available to everyone on the internet in so many languages. So for that reason, it is very important that every piece of knowledge that is going into Wikipedia articles and Wikimedia projects, it has to have citations and references from sources that are reliable. It's a fundamental factor in Wikimedia projects, right? Next slide, please. Now, this is an article about Indian independence movement. And as you scroll down, in this article, you will see a lot of references and citations here, right? Anyone who is trying to improve or write an Wikipedia article, or someone who is reading the Wikipedia article about Indian independence movement will be able to scroll down, go to the citation and reference segment, and then click on these links and go and see where this information is coming from. They'll be able to go read and verify the sources of this information. And for this very reason, it is very important that every article should have credible sources, and these sources should also be verifiable. Someone who is reading the Wikipedia article should be able to go click on these links and verify that this is where the information is coming from and this is accurate. And most importantly, people who are contributing to Wikimedia projects should have access to these sources, because it's very important that they have access to the sources so that they can summarize this information on Wikimedia projects. So let's say I am working on this Wikipedia article, and there are certain portions of this particular article that I would like to improve. And then I went on the internet and I'm looking for some books or journals or news articles that would help me learn more about this article and then improve it. Next slide, please. Now, as I'm searching on the internet for books and journals, I came across this book, which is from Cambridge University Press. And this book is about the history of British India. And I think that probably this book has information that will help me enrich this article about Indian independence movement, right? Now, while I try to sort of get a sense of what this book is about, when I try to read this, you will see here on the screen that it costs $94.99 US to get digital access, either a PDF or a read online access to this book alone costs $94.99, which is very expensive. And it is really, really expensive for people who live in the global south. For context, there are people in India and their monthly salary could be $94. So it's very difficult for people in different parts of the world to get access to such resources, which are very important for their Wikimedia work. Next slide, please. And this is where the Wikipedia library comes in. With the Wikipedia library, you get access to more than 100 world's top subscription-only databases from publishers in more than 34 languages. And this is available for Wikimedians of all background, irrespective of your region, the language that you contribute into, you will have access to the Wikipedia library. You will see some of the publishers that we work with and some of the categories that these resources are available on this page. You'll see art, business, and economics. We have quite a wide variety of books and journals and newspaper archives and even video format documentaries available in the library. Next slide, please. Now, although the Wikipedia library is for Wikimedians of all backgrounds, it is not available for every Wikimedian or everyone who is volunteering. This library, Wikipedia library, is mostly meant for experienced Wikipedia editors, and you have to meet certain eligibility criteria to get access to the Wikipedia library, and those criteria are listed here. The reason that we need these criteria to give access is because all the resources that you get access to is for free. We are not paying any of these publishers anything for getting access to those resources. So the legal agreements or the agreements that we have with these publishers require us to limit the usage or the access to a subset of Wikimedians. If we open access to everyone who is editing Wikimedia projects, someone could just sign up, make an edit, and then get free access to all these resources, which would undermine the publisher's business. So we have an eligibility criteria, which is basically to limit the number of users who will have access, and we have a sustainable relationship with the publishers. And the criteria to get access are, you have to have 500 edits across all Wikimedia projects. It need not be English Wikipedia or Wikipedia, even Wikipedia. It can be any Wikimedia projects. It could be the comments on talk pages. It could be things that you add to Wikidata. It could be other language Wikipedias. Any edits that you do on the Wikimedia environment is counted. And then you should be editing or volunteering or contributing for more than 6 months, and that way we know that it's an experienced Wikimedian. That person has been in the movement for 6 months. We also look for recent activity. We need at least 10 edits in the last 30 days for you to get access to the Wikipedia library. So if you haven't made 10 edits in the last 30 days, when you try to access the Wikipedia library, you will see a pop-up that says, you haven't made 10 edits, come back when you have. And you can quickly make a few edits and come back and check, and you will have access if you have met the other 3 criteria as well. And then you should not have any blocks on your username. That's another criteria. However, if you think that you have a block for a very trivial reason, you can always reach out to the Wikipedia library team if you would like us to review and see if we can make an exception. But generally, these are the 4 criteria that we look for when someone needs access to the Wikipedia library. Next slide, please. And when you have met all this criteria, when you have been in the movement for since creating your account, when you have passed 6 months, and when you have made 500 edits and 10 edits in the last 30 days, you will get a pop-up, you will get a notification that says, congratulations, now you are eligible for the Wikipedia library. And when you click on that link, that notification, you will be taken to the homepage of the Wikipedia library. And all you need to do is you just need to log in using your Wikipedia account, and you will be taken straight inside the Wikipedia library, and then you can start accessing all the sources that are inside the library. So yeah, if there is someone who hasn't got to this point, as you keep editing, watch out for notifications from the Wikipedia library. And next slide, please. Now I would like to share my screen and give you a demo of how the library actually works. So let me know when you can see my screen. I hope you're able to see my screen now.
We see it, yes.
Thank you. So as we were saying, this is the homepage of the Wikipedia library. The URL is wikipedialibrary.wmflabs.org. We will be sharing this afterwards, and you can go and see the homepage and the library yourself. You will see the criteria listed here. As you scroll here, you will see some of the publishers that we work with, and you will have access to content from these publishers. Like I said, all you need to do is click on login via Wikipedia. Oh, I think I was already logged in, which is why it took me right inside the library. But otherwise, it will take you to the Wikipedia login page, and you have to enter your credentials, your password, and username. And then you will have to grant access, and then you will be taken directly to this page. This is the home page of the Wikipedia library. On the top, you will see three different collections. You will see a tab called favorites. You will see my collections and available collections. My collections are basically publishers to which, or collections to which you have instant access. Once you have met the eligibility criteria for the Wikipedia library, all the 80 collections that you see here are instantly available to you. All you need to do is that you can scroll through here, and if you see a publisher that is of interest to you, let's say the example that we spoke about was a book from Cambridge University Press. So all I need to do is I go here, click on Cambridge University Press, and there is this access collection button. On the left-hand side, you will see a brief description about what this publisher or this collection is. You will see languages and any other details that the publisher wants us to show you, the terms of use or their location. You will see some basic details about the publisher on the left-hand side. And as you click on Access Collection, it will open a new tab for you. From where you can just browse for the books and journals from this publisher free of cost. And even on the top, most of the times, you will see something like this, where it's written access is provided by Wikipedia Library, right? And I will just try to find the book that we were speaking about. And I hope it's available. Yeah. And I click on this. And the book, which we had to pay $94 for, is freely available to you. You can click on these PDFs and you will get access to the entire book here. And every publisher that you see here under My Collections are available to you instantly. Now you will see another section or a tab here called Available Collections. And these are collections where we have only a limited number of seats or accesses. While My Collections, the collections inside My Collections are available for everyone. This is available only for a limited number of people. And as I scroll down here, let's say I click on Rocks Back Pages. Instead of access, you will see an apply button, and you have to click here, give some basic details about why you need access. You have some basic questions like the number of months you wish to have access for this partner, why do you want to access this resource, and anything else that you want to say. The reason that we have we need you to apply is because we have only 50 accesses from this publisher. So we have to distribute this to people who need access to it. So every collection that you see under available collections, these publishers or partners need you to apply for access, and then once the Wikipedia library team evaluates that application, we will be sending you an email with the details for accessing their content. It could be a coupon code or a voucher code that you can use on their website, or it could be an email with a particular book or journal or the research material that you are trying to get access to. These are the two different types in which the access is being given. And here you will see a tab called Favorites. So while you use the Wikipedia library for your research, you can mark some of these collections as favorites if you frequently use them. For example, if I go here and click on the star button that I see next to ACM Digital Library, this collection becomes becomes part of your favorites collection. So the collections that you hope to use frequently will come here, and every collection that you got access to by sending an application will also be coming under your favorites tab. So these are the three different ways in which access is provided. And as you see here, we have a wide variety of publishers. We have university presses, we have online archives, we have large academic publishers, we have newspapers, we even have video libraries inside the library. Here on the left-hand side, to this side, to the bottom, you will see certain filters that you can use to search for or filter out the kind of content that you're trying to find inside the Wikipedia library. If you click on this drop down, you will see how you can filter languages. So for example, if I click on this and click on filter, it will give me publishers who have content available in German, right? So you can click on these collections, go to their website and start accessing their books and journals and other material. Similarly, you can also choose or filter out topics. When you click here, you will see different topics that we have content on in the Wikipedia library. You see art, business, culture, education, quite a few topics that you can filter here. And then you will see three check boxes here: searchable, not searchable, and partially searchable. What that indicates is we have an integrated search mechanism inside the Wikipedia library. Suppose you are trying to write an article about, let's say, digital rights, and you don't know which publisher in the Wikipedia library have books or journals or research material about digital rights. What you can do is you can just go to the search bar and you can just search for the term that you need and just click on search. It will give you results from multiple partners in the Wikipedia library who have content about the topic that you searched for. So as you click on that search button, it will open a new tab. This is an integration with EBSCO Discovery Service that is providing you the service. So as you scroll down, you will see a lot of research material about the topic that you searched for. This is a fairly extensive search mechanism. I'm not going into the details of this, but you can do a lot of filtering here. Very importantly, you will also get access to open access content while you do the search. So this is not only the paywall content, but also some open access content are available here. However, every partner that you see or every collection that you see inside the Wikipedia library is not integrated for search. Some of these partners are integrated while some others are not. So an easy way to see if a publisher is covered under the search integration is to filter them here. So you can look for the ones which are searchable, not searchable, and partially searchable here. So if I just click on searchable and do the filter, I will see every publisher who have their content integrated for the search. Similarly, you can also look at this magnifying glass on the tiles of each of these publishers. If you see a magnifying glass, that means this partner or collection is integrated for search. And if you don't see one, like the ACM Digital Library, that means this partner is not integrated for the search in the library. Sometimes you see a faded magnifying glass, which means that this is partially searchable, which means some content from their collections are available for the search while some are not. So that is how the search mechanism in the library works. And then you can also filter for instant access and multi-step access. Now, even in the available collections, while these 80 collections that you see under my collections are all instant access or proxy supported partners, some partners in available collections where you have to apply will also be providing access through proxy, which means that you need not enter a voucher code or you need not create an account with the partner's website. You need not do any of that. Once you have been given access, you can access their collections in one click. So that can be filtered out here. If I click on, if I uncheck multi-step access and do a filtering, you will see 7 collections from this and all the 80 collections from my collections are available with instant access. So that is something that you can do. Going back here, you will see some collections, you will see certain tabs such as service issue, which means, or some of them you will see temporarily unavailable. Because of certain technical reasons or reasons related to the partnerships that we have with these publishers, certain collections might be temporarily out of order. It may not be working at the moment. And if you click on this link, you will see a a fabricator task, and if you click there, you will get details about what exactly is happening with that publisher, what is the access issue, and then you can follow that discussion here. So if you see if something is not available, you can click on that fab track and see task and see or track that issue and see when it's resolved, so that you can start accessing these collections again. And like I said earlier, we have quite a wide variety of publishers here. We have large aggregators, we have ebook publishers, we have newspaper archives, we have all sorts of publishers available. One very important thing to note is that although you see the name of the publisher here, it does not mean that we have access to all their content. For example, if we go down here, JSTOR is one of the largest journal aggregators in the world. They have journals as well as books. At the moment, while we have access to most of their journals, we don't have access to many of the books that are provided by JSTOR. And that is because there are certain copyright problems or other issues that wouldn't allow these publishers to open access to all their content. So even though you see the partner's name here, that doesn't mean that we have access to all their paywall content. There could be some collections that are still outside the access of the Wikipedia library. And this is how the library interface works. I will also tell you something that you need to be mindful of while you try to take a link for citation, using it for citation. We can definitely address all your questions, but quickly to walk you through that, to go back to the example that I took you to, while you you access this book, let's say the history of British India, and you read this book and you felt that this is a good book that you can use as a citation on the article that you were working on, you will see certain changes here on this URL. The actual URL for this particular book is www.cambridge.org. And the thing that you see afterwards is because you are accessing this through the Wikipedia library. So this particular part that you see will need to be removed while you use it for a citation or a reference on Wikipedia article. And the dashes that you see here will have to be replaced with dots. So for example, if I replace this dash with a dot, and then again, I replace this one with a dot as well, and then I remove the extension. And if I click on that, it will take me to the public book, where again, I have to pay $94 to access this book. So this is the right link that you have to use, because the other link is only for the access through the Wikipedia library. Someone who's reading the Wikipedia article, and when they try to go click on that link, and when they try to learn more about that citation or reference, they will not be able to access it if you use the previous link. And that is how the Wikipedia library works. I'll be happy to take the questions afterwards. After our breakout room session, we'll have a Q&A. So I'll be happy to clarify anything else that you want me to speak about. Now I will stop sharing. And I think that's it. Am I on time, or are we early? Yeah.
Yeah, you are on time, Vipin. So now is about the time to pass it to Rocio, where we'll do a little bit of exercise to really understand if we all we are able to get all the step-by-step guide that Vipin had provided. So I'll just pass the mic now to Rocio. Thank you.
Thank you, Bukola. First of all, thank you very much, Vipin, for your presentation. It was super interesting and super clear. So now let's go to the first exercise or activity of this session. And for this, we want you to think of an article that you are currently working on. And we will search we will look for useful research sources in the library. So here in the chat, you have the link to search for resources. And using the Jamboard, the same Jamboard that we were using for the icebreaker, you can tell us what you found interesting about the library, what you found confusing about the library. This is like a practical exercise to see if we all are understanding how to search for research material that can contribute to our articles, to our Wikipedia articles. So yeah, let's try to think about an article that you are currently working on. Yeah, Bukola, please feel free to share your screen. Yeah. Great. So there we have the Jamboard. There we have the Jamboard. So we have 15 minutes to search for resources using the Wikipedia library, using the procedures that Vipin explained to us, and then using the Jamboard or just using the chat or the mic, you can share with us your thoughts about the Wikipedia library, what you found interesting, what you found confusing. Yes, and I think that's all. I don't know, Bukola, if you have another comment before starting with the activity.
Yeah, Rosie, I think you've said it all. So we just want to really get to learn if we all understood what Vipin has done. And you really don't have to start thinking about an article if you don't have any that you're working on. So based on what you've heard concerning understanding the Wikipedia library, we just would like you to maybe drop your comments in the chats or use the Jamboard and just respond. What did you find confusing as part of the Wikipedia library? And what did you find interesting? So, and this can only be gotten, you can only get responses to this if you try to navigate through the Wikipedia library. So that just some few comments you had to what Rosie had said. Thank you.
And maybe while people are doing that, we could answer some of the questions that are in chat. I'm happy to take the first one. Olabisi asked, Emerald was listed in the available collections that Vipin was showing, but you all won't be able to see that. That's because Vipin was logged in with his staff account, and there's some collections that we used to have access to that unfortunately we don't have access to anymore. But when we're logged into staff accounts, we can still see them. So that's why it doesn't show up for you. Unfortunately, we don't have access to Emerald, even though Vipin could see it, but it's on our list of collections that we hope to add again.
We also have one question from Jonathan, the most recent question. If someone wants to take a stab at that, I can read it out loud. It says, the Wikipedia library is a very valuable and interesting project. Have you considered creating a library with open access databases? In this way, all editors could access quality resources from the same interface. I would love to collaborate with the development if you consider it possible.
That's a really interesting question. I could start by giving sharing my thoughts about it, and probably Sam can add more. We have considered, and we have had a lot of discussions about incorporating open access content inside the library. And that comes with some challenges as well, starting with which are the open access collections that we should include inside the library, because there are quite a large number of open access content available, on the internet, right? How do we choose the right kind of open access content to be kept inside the library, so that curation of the right open access content is going to be really time consuming? And that is one thing. The second thing is that we may not be able to host it, the open access content, like we host the paywall content, because everything that you see in the library, the 100+ partners, that requires a fair amount of technical work from our side. We have to do the technical configuration. Sometimes it's a proxy configuration. So if we are looking at open access content, there could be thousands of them, and there is, it's practically not possible for us to have tech configurations where we can have it. Having said that, this is something that we are exploring. I believe there is a fab task or ticket where we sort of invite suggestions from everyone. We invite feedback and thoughts from people in the movement, so that we can see what's possible. Thanks, Sam. Sam has given the fab task here, so you can take a look at that, and we would love to hear your thoughts and feedback there. So yeah, these are some of the things that's stopping us from going open access in the library. I see a new question, that is, are these databases paid for by Wikimedia Foundation for publishers to give access to them? The answer is no. The second part of this session is about partnerships. I will be taking you through the whole process behind getting free access to these resources. We don't pay any of these partners. All the publishers that you see inside the Wikipedia library are giving us free access. We don't pay any of them. If we are to pay, it's really expensive. I don't have the right number, but I'm thinking it's probably millions of dollars. So yeah, we are not paying any of them. These are all free content, and everything is through the partnerships that we have with. I see a question from Jonathan about temporary access for an editathon or other campaigns. Well, the short answer is no. We cannot give temporary access because of like I said, we have certain legal agreements with the partners, and we tell them that this is only for research and citations for Wikimedia projects, and this is limited to the subset of people who meet the criteria listed there. So, we are not able to open access, for editathons or certain events. However, if you see one or two partners that you think are really relevant for the editathon or campaign that you're running, please feel free to send us an email. We can, if you reach out to us well in advance, we can try initiating a conversation with the partner and see if they can give us access to their content for that particular topic. Because if that campaign is of interest to them, if it is of appealing to them, they may just give us access for that. So the short answer is no, we can't open access for events or editathons, but feel free to send us an email and we can try speaking to the partners. If it's one or two partners, we can try talking to them, and if we can see to make it available for you. Yeah, I see a comment from Gorana about expanding beyond English, getting content in other languages. You're right, most of the content today in the library is in English, and that is something that we are actively working on. We are constantly trying to diversify the language and regions that these publishers represent. We are focusing on other languages and other regions. We have quite a few plans and activities around it. In the current financial year, we have already partnered with about 5 new non-English publishers. Out of the 10 or 12 new partners that we have, 5 of them are non-English, and we are constantly trying to improve that number. We are trying and engaging in different ways to sort of have more non-English resources in the library. We can speak more about that while we talk about partnerships. Yeah, I see another comment from Jonathan about a Wikipedia library branch for your community. If I understand that right, you are trying to reach out to more people in your community about the Wikipedia library so that more people can use it, and probably you're also trying to have more resources that are relevant for them. Yes, so you need not really create a branch in that sense. The Wikipedia library interface is available even in Spanish, but we'll be happy to work with you and sort of design a strategy to do that. That's also something that we will be addressing while we speak about partnerships. We will have a session which says ways to collaborate with the Wikipedia library team. So this is something that we can cover then.
Vipin, I also saw a comment on the Jamboard saying that the URL is complicated to memorize. Would you like to respond to that? Is there a trick around that?
I think that's something that probably Sam can speak about. There are, I believe there are certain tricks and tips that you can see around it. Sam, could you take it?
Yeah, I mean, this is about the Wikipedia library.wmflabs.org email address being slightly complicated. That's an unfortunate side effect of how we built the tool and where we built it. So I don't think we have an easy solution. But Vipin, maybe one thing we should look at is we could, for example, buy wikipedialibrary.org and redirect it to the correct place. Maybe that's something we should do. I have a feeling that we did do that a long time ago, but I don't think we've done it recently. So maybe we should check in on that. I think that's a good suggestion.
Thanks. I also see a comment on the Jambox about, it says it would be great to have an easier option to find the right citation link. So I think that feedback is referring to the fact that you have to remove certain parts from the citation. Is there anything that we can do around it?
It's a hard problem to solve technically with the way the proxies work. Even if we provide a link, the proxy will rewrite the link into the complicated version. So there are a couple of things that we can do that we've been looking into. One is on the English Wikipedia, a user created a bot to go around and fix those citations. So if you cite the Wikipedia library link, the bot comes along afterwards and sort of fixes it into the correct format. So maybe we can help put you in touch with the tool developer and see if that's something you can do for your community. I appreciate that that's takes a bit of work. The other thing is, and again, this is something that's on Fabricator as a project that we're talking about but haven't been able to work on yet, is making it so that even if you cite the proxy URL on Wikipedia, that Citoid, which is the tool that finds citation information for you, theoretically that tool could generate the correct URL for you. So there's a fabricated ticket there where we've been talking about that work, but we haven't managed to work on it yet. But I would like to, because it would make it much easier. You could just use the URL that you see in the library, and then it would cite correctly, ideally.
I see a question about which are the Indian languages that we have content in. I believe that we have content in Hindi, Tamil, and Telugu. I'll need to cross-check that. And some of the partnerships that we have may not be currently active. We might have a temporary problem, or the access may have expired. So I'm not able to tell you which exactly are the languages, but we definitely had content in Hindi, Tamil, and Telugu in the library. Some of the aggregators or large databases like the ProQuest or EBSCO or JSTOR, some of them might also have content in other Indian languages. This is something I could check and follow up with you.
Okay, yeah, so there's another comment from Jonathan, and it said, I already have access to the Wikipedia library. Is there any indicator warning that tells me that I'm about to lose access? That is, if I am no longer as active in editing. I think that's also an interesting question. And let's hear from you, Vipin. What would be the response to this question?
Yeah, I don't think there is such a notification at the moment, but that's an interesting one. Probably we could think about sending a notification when someone hasn't done 10 edits in the last 30 days, some sort of a notification that says that you are going to lose access to the Wikipedia library. But currently we don't have anything as such. And I think we are, yeah, please, Sam.
Yeah, if I can just quickly add, even if you do lose access, those that 10 edits requirement, you can immediately make 10 edits. And if you just log back out and log in, you'll have access to the library again. So even if you have fallen under those activity requirements, you can get access, within a few minutes if you make some edits. So it's not you won't be going without the library for a long period of time.
I think we are on time to move to the next part of the session, which is about partnerships. I'm sure some of these questions will be addressed during that session, so we could jump into that. Thank you for sharing the screen, Gorana. Next slide, please. Okay, so one of the questions, in the last activity room was, do we pay for access to content from these publishers? And like I said, the answer is no. We do not pay any of these publishers. All this access is given for free because we go and talk to each of these publishers and convince them to give free access to Wikimedians. And this part of this workshop is telling you how we do that. So I hope to give you an overview of how partnerships work and who are our partners, how do we choose new partners, and what is our value proposition, how do we convince them to give free access, because this is something that they are selling and nobody wants to give free access. So how do we convince them so that we get free access? What is the value that they get out of it? And we also sort of speak about the ways for you to collaborate in this process. Next slide, please. So here you see, we have quite a wide variety of partners, and we are constantly trying to diversify the kind of partners that we have in the library. Today we have large journal publishers or book publishers. We have university presses. We have companies or organizations that have digital archives of newspapers. And then we have video libraries. We have research publications. So we have partnerships with more than 100 organizations at the moment. And we have content in 34 plus languages. And all these partnerships are, by reaching out to these partners and telling them that you get certain value by working with the Wikimedia movement or by giving access to them. So that's what we hope to talk in the coming slides. Next slide, please. Now, as we have these many partners, there are certain criteria that we look for while we try to initiate a conversation with a new partner or a prospective partner. And the major criteria that we look for are listed here. The first thing that we look for is whether they have paywall resources or paywall content. If the partner's resources are already available for free, if it's already open access, at this point, we don't really partner with them because that resource is anyway available for everyone. So there is no real need for us to keep that inside the Wikipedia library with the current way that we are set up. So the first thing that we look for is at least the partner's resources are at least partially paywalled. And if they're not paywalled, we don't really go and start a conversation with them. And the second thing that we look for while trying to build new partnerships is suggestions from the Wikimedia community itself. We have a page that we'll be speaking about later in the session where anyone from Wikimedia movement can come and add suggestions about the publishers or resources that they would like to have access to. For example, like Jonathan was saying, someone is from Mexico and they would like to have access to a particular Spanish newspaper from that region. You can go and add that onto the community suggestion page on the Wikipedia library, and people can also upvote for the suggestions that they see on the library. And as we see the suggestions with a lot of upvotes, we try to prioritize them and start a conversation with those partners and publishers. We also have to make sure that the publisher or the partner is looked at as a credible partner by the Wikimedia community. So most of the times that we check how many references or citations do they have on Wikimedia projects already. If it's a newspaper, we'll see whether the community is looking at that publisher as a credible one. So we sort of try to see what is their current presence on Wikimedia projects. And we also try to address certain knowledge gaps. So, for example, if there are particular topics that we think we really need more, content on, or if we really see a lack of access about certain topics or knowledge gaps, we try to address that. It could be books and journals about climate change. It could be about a certain region. It could be anything. So we try to, whenever we identify certain knowledge gaps, we try to address them. And the final thing is that we also try to diversify the language representation in the library. We are trying to have content in as many languages as possible. We constantly try to reach out to new publishers from different parts of the world. Outside Europe and North America, we are constantly trying to do that. Oftentimes, it's difficult to find the right partners in these regions, and that's a place where we really need help from the community to identify the right partners and figure out strategies to reach out to them. But these are the major criteria that we look for when we build a new partnership. Next slide, please. Now, while we try to build these partnerships, there is a value proposition that we go to the publishers with, right? There are certain arguments that we have to convince them to give free access to the qualified or experienced Wikimedia volunteers who will be accessing their content through the Wikipedia library. And the first or the most important thing that we try to tell the publishers is that when Wikimedians get access to their paywall content, they will all be using it for citations on Wikipedia articles or other Wikimedia projects. They will be used as citations and references, and that can give a substantial amount of additional website traffic to their websites. Right? Wikipedia, if I'm right, has more than 15 billion views every month, and if people who are reading Wikipedia go on to learn more about that subject and click on these citations and references, they will all be taken to the publisher's website, and that's a substantial amount of additional website traffic that they can get over a period of time. As you would know, the publishers spend a lot of money on marketing. They will be spending money on Google ads and other marketing strategies. So this is something that they can do without actually having to spend additional money, just by giving access to their content for a subset of Wikimedia volunteers, and then they get a good amount of additional website traffic when they do it. And this is the most important argument that we have, or the point that we speak about while we're trying to convince a partner to give free access. A second point is that the target that they get from Wikimedia projects are a more targeted stream, or a more focused set of new people visiting their website. For example, let's say someone who was reading the article about the Indian independence movement, as in the example that we took in the previous session. If I am clicking on a link on citations on reference part, that means that I have read about that topic. I have read the Wikipedia article about that topic, and I am seriously interested in that topic, and I'm invested in learning more about that particular topic. So the traffic that a publisher get from Wikipedia is likely to be people who are more invested and interested in that topic. So this is like a higher quality traffic that they get, rather than people who would go to their website from a search engine, casually browse through, and then drop off. So the kind of engagement that they build, that they hope to build or try to build with audiences, there is a good chance that the people who go to them from Wikipedia are more likely to be the kind of people that they are looking forward to having on their website. So we try to make publishers understand that the traffic stream that you get from Wikipedia is of much higher quality. And a third point that we tell publishers is that while you support the Wikipedia library, you are working with one of the largest brands on the internet. You are helping Wikipedia, and that is giving them a lot of positive branding and public relations. Most of the times when publishers give access to their content for free, they like to publicize that. They issue press releases, they sort of speak about that in social media and say that we are all supporting Wikipedia by giving free access to the editors. So this gives them the association with Wikipedia is generally giving them a lot of positive branding and public relations, and that's something that publishers get out of it. And the final point is that there are a lot of specific and contextual benefits and interests that the publishers will have with the partnership with the Wikipedia library. To give you an example, something could be that there are certain activities and campaigns and projects that are happening in the Wikimedia movement that could be particularly interesting for a specific type of publisher. To give you an example, there is this Wikimedia campaign called Every Book Its Reader, which is encouraging people to write articles about books that they have read, or generally improve articles about books on Wikipedia and things related to books on Wikimedia projects. And such a campaign could be very interesting for an ebook publisher or a retailer of digital books, say someone like Amazon Kindle could be very interested in working with us because we have such campaigns, right? Because the larger objective that the publisher is trying to achieve is, getting more and more people, learn more about the books that they have, have more people reading online or accessing digital books, and such campaigns could be directly contributing to some of the objectives that they have. So there are certain contextual and specific benefits that the publishers get. It's rather hard to generalize it, but it could be the region that the publisher is focused on, or it could be certain topical areas that the publisher is focused on. I have had a conversation with one of the leading newspapers in the US, and they were interested to see how being cited or being used as references on Wikipedia could attract international readers to their website, because Wikipedia is a multilingual project. We have Wikipedia in more than 320 languages. So if they are looking to attract readers outside English language, this is probably a way that they can engage. So these are some of the things that we speak about while we try to build a partnership with these publishers, while we try to convince these partners to give free access to their content. This is the broad value proposition that we have when we hold these conversations with these publishers. Next slide, please. Now, while we have a value proposition, or while we try to show a return on the investment that the publishers are making, we also have a values proposition. And I call it a values proposition because these are the values that the Wikimedia movement is upholding, and these are very important values for the world that we are living in. Wikipedia, as you know, is often referred to as the last best place on the internet. That was a promise of internet, that people across the globe can freely and easily access information. And Wikipedia is still the movement that is still trying to fulfill that promise. And while this may not be an organizational priority for the publisher, this is a priority for everyone. Everyone who is using the internet would like to get access to information, knowledge for free, and Wikipedia is doing that for them. And it does not belong to one person or one organization. It belongs to all of us. It's a collective movement that is helping uphold this value. And we strive for knowledge equity. As we all know, we try to make knowledge available for free. With anyone who has access to internet can access Wikipedia. We try to make this movement as democratic as it can. Anyone can contribute, anyone can read. Everything that we see is verifiable. There are a lot of guidelines and policies that the movement has created over the last so many years to make this a sustainable movement. And knowledge equity is something that we constantly strive towards. And language inclusion, but we are currently providing knowledge to people across the world in more than 320 languages, and constantly trying to improve. And Wikipedia is probably one of the leading organizations when it comes to combating misinformation and disinformation on the internet. And these are values that, irrespective of the company that they work for, irrespective of their background, these are the values that are important for everyone who is using the internet, or everyone generally. And we try to tell them or make the publishers understand about the values that the Wikimedia movement has, so that they understand how giving access to their content for free is contributing towards a much larger vision of making knowledge available on the internet for free for everyone. So we try to speak about this to every partner that we work with. Next slide, please. We also have created a tool that is substantiating the arguments that we had in the first value proposition slide. While we tell the publishers that you get a substantial amount of additional website traffic, we try to tell them that or we try to show them the actual citations and the usage that they have from the Wikimedia movement. We have created a tool called WikiLink, which is basically giving them graphs and reports and metrics about how their content is being currently used by Wikimedia editors in the Wikipedia library. So this tool will give them a sense of how many citations are getting added to their resources on a monthly basis. They will see which are the Wikipedia articles to which their content is being used for citations, and which are the wiki projects, which language editions have their content used for citations. And they will even see, as you can see on the screenshot, they will even see the latest link events. The ones that you see in green color are the links that are getting added to Wikipedia pages. This particular link has been added by this user to this page on French Wikipedia at this time. And if you see something on red, that's actually telling that this particular link has been removed by this user from this particular page on this Wikipedia. So we try to go back to the publishers with actual reports that is sort of telling them that their content or access to their content is making a difference and how that is making a difference. So this is a tool that we have while we report back to the publishers. Next slide, please. Now, the partners that we work with are very happy with the kind of engagements that they have with us as well. As I was telling you in the earlier slides, when they start working with us, they tend to publicize that relationship. They issue press releases. They speak about that in social media. And what you see on the screen are some of the comments from people working with these partner organizations. You can see Taylor and Francis, which is one of the largest academic publishers in the world, is saying that Wikipedia is the first port of call when we want to find out about a new topic, and Wikipedia editors do an amazing job helping to keep it as accurate and up to date as possible. You will see another comment from Leuven University Press that by making our collection of online books available to Wikipedia editors, we are contributing to the democratization of information and fostering a culture of reliable citation. And the last quote that you see is from Sage Publishing, which is another large academic publisher. And they say that knowing that Wikipedia is the first stop of discovery for the public, students, and even researchers, this partnership will extend the visibility and impact for the work in our journals. So publishers are generally very happy, and they see the results of working with the Wikipedia library. They see that this is sort of meeting some of the larger organizational goals and commitments that they have, because these are all organizations that are working in the larger knowledge domain, and this partnership is helping them in multiple ways, and you can see that in these quotes and press releases that they issue. Next slide, please. Now I would like to take you through some case studies to give you a sense of what are some of the practical challenges that we face while we build these partnerships. Now, I think we lost the screen sharing. Yeah, thanks, Kalana. Now, we spoke about the major criteria that we look for while we try to build a new partnership, right? We look for paywall content, we look for the publisher's credibility, we try for language diversifying. When we try to do all these things, we sort of build a list of potential partners that we should work with, that we should partner with. And the first step in this process is to do an extensive research to find out who would be the right people at these partner organizations for us to speak to. Most of the times, these are people who work in their partnerships team or in their marketing team. So what we do is the first step is that once we have a list of partners that we want to go and work with, we try to identify the people who work in these organizations and who might be interested to learn more about a project like the Wikipedia library. So the first step is that we go and do an extensive research on LinkedIn, on their website, and generally on the internet to identify who these people would be. And once we have identified who these people are, what we do is we reach out to them. We send them an email saying that this is a project that that we have at the Wikimedia Foundation, and we would like to partner with you. And most often, we don't get a response with the first email. We have to send multiple follow-ups to these publishers, these people working at these publishing houses, and constantly try to follow up and convince them that this is a project that you should learn more about. And we try to book a meeting with them, and most of the times we have to reach out to at least 2 to 3 people in these partner organizations with multiple emails for us to get a response. And once they agree to learn more about it, or once they agree to have a call with us, usually I get on a meeting with them. We give them a detailed overview of how the Wikipedia library works, how it could be beneficial for them to partner with us. And we try to address all the questions that they will have. And then most of the times they'll go back for an internal discussion to see if they want to work with us. Sometimes they do a trial. It could be for 3 months or 6 months to see how their content is being used, make sure that nobody is misusing their content. And sometimes they want to sign a legal agreement. So the legal team at the Wikimedia Foundation will step in, and we sort of sign a memorandum of understanding with these publishers to make sure that everything that we tell them is on a legal document, and we sign that so that they can withdraw from the partnerships whenever they want. And if they see anyone violating the terms, they can stop working with us. And then in some cases, the partners like to do a press release or publicize the relationship, and the communications team at the Wikimedia Foundation sort of help that too. Now we'll be moving on to speak about 3 case studies, and some practical challenges that we had while trying to work with them in the process that I just told you about. And you will see how we solved and how we were unable to solve some of the challenges that we had in our way. Next slide, please. So Leuven University Press is a leading university press that they've been working since 1425. And we reached out to them and said that it would be really good to have the books from Leuven University Press in the Wikipedia library, because it could be really beneficial to get access to the content that they have. It is currently behind a paywall. Not everyone has access to it, especially if you don't have access to a university library or a public library. It's very unlikely that you have access to their books. And we started a conversation with them. We told them that we would like to have your collections, your content in the Wikipedia library. And Leuven University Press, them being a university press, was interested in supporting us. They wanted to partner with us, and they wanted to make their books available in the Wikipedia library. However, granting access to their books was not very straightforward and not very easy, because there are multiple things involved. Even if they have the intent to give access to their resources, how this resource will be accessed is a question that we need to address together. Are they currently selling their books through their website? Sometimes there is no option to read their books on their website because they are providing access through aggregators or other databases. Probably, they could be selling on digital libraries or online bookstores. So having access or getting access to their books was not something that we could do directly with them. And the way that we addressed this problem was that we already had a partnership with JSTOR, who is a large aggregator of academic books and journals. And the current agreement with JSTOR did not allow us to access Leuven University Press books, because that is the agreement that they had. JSTOR was able to give access to only a limited set of books and their journals. So what we did was we made Leuven University Press speak to JSTOR and asked them to open access for the Wikipedia library, and JSTOR agreed to that. So currently, the way that it is set up is that we do have access to Leuven University Press, but the access is provided through JSTOR. So if one wants to get access to this, they have to go to the JSTOR tile on the Wikipedia library, and from there, they can get access to Leuven University Press. So what we try to do creatively here is that one of the existing partners was the easier way to facilitate this access, though the decision came from the publisher or the partner directly. So we just made use of an existing partnership that we had to sort of make sure that we have an efficient way of giving access to books from Leuven University Press. So this is an example of how we had to address a problem in terms of giving actual access to their books, though they had the intent to give access. Next slide, please. Another partnership, which we haven't closed yet, we are still hoping to work with them, and that is with Amazon Kindle Unlimited. We started a conversation with them to see if they can give free access to Kindle Unlimited, which is a digital library. Once you have access to Kindle Unlimited, you will get access to millions of ebooks for free. And we were trying to see how this can be made available to Wikimedians through the Wikipedia library. And as that conversation progressed, one practical challenge was that the only way to get access to Kindle Unlimited is by having an Amazon account. And even though the access will be given for free, oh, by the way, this is not successful yet. We are still trying to work with them and solve these problems. It's an ongoing conversation. We have not closed it. We are hopeful we will close it, but it's not done yet. So one practical challenge that we had with this partnership is that although the content or the books are being given for free, it requires every user to add their credit card information on their Amazon account to get this access, which is not something, as you can imagine, that we want to do. It's not ideal to ask our editors to give their financial details on a third-party website. So this is something that we've been trying to address. We looked at a wide variety of ways in which we can solve this problem. It was, one of them could be getting a dummy card that everyone who has access to the Wikipedia library could use. Another thing was potentially exploring how Wikimedia Foundation could have a credit card that can be used across the Wikipedia library users. So we tried different ways in which we can solve this, and this is still an ongoing conversation. But I just wanted to share this as a practical challenge that we faced while trying to build these partnerships. Next slide, please. And Moss ebook is the third case study, and this is an example of how we worked with a country chapter or an affiliate. Wikimedia Deutschland helped us bring this partner on board. We work very closely with Wikimedia Deutschland on the Wikipedia library to see and understand what are the requirements for the Wikimedia Deutschland community. What are the resources that they are trying to access, and what are the partners that they would want us to have partnerships with. And now we are at a point where some of these conversations are initiated by Wikimedia Deutschland, especially at the early stages. So Wikimedia Deutschland try to reach out to new publishers. They go to book fairs, they go to events and try to actually meet publishers from their region. They start a conversation about the Wikipedia library. They give the basic details about how the Wikipedia library works. And as this publisher is ready to work with us, and when they have more questions, especially about the legal agreements on, especially when they want to sign a legal agreement, or when they have questions about, what are the ways in which we can prevent the misuse, Wikimedia Foundation and the legal team will collaborate with Wikimedia Deutschland and the publisher. We try to address their questions about these things. We make adjustments to the legal agreements and memorandum of understanding that we sign with them. And then we also work directly with the partner when we have to do a technical configuration especially for providing instant access, we work with the publisher and sort of help them to do that, or we do the configuration. This is basically an example where a Wikimedia chapter is working very closely with the Wikipedia library team to identify the right partners for their community, initiate a conversation, and then collaborate with the Wikipedia library team to close the partnerships and get that partner on board. And yeah, this is an example of such a partnership. Next slide, please. Now, this is some of the ways that we are very keen to collaborate with the Wikimedia movement. There are multiple ways in which we can work together. We would like to have your support on certain things, starting with the suggest page on the Wikipedia library. I would like to quickly share my screen and take you to the suggest page of the library. Just a second. So what you see here is a page that we have created. The URL is wikipedialibrary.wmflabs.org/suggest. We'll put this on chat so that you can all access it. It's a page that we have created to invite suggestions and recommendations for the partners that we should work with. We invite your suggestions and recommendations here. Here you can see a box where you can enter the name of a potential partner that you think should be part of the Wikipedia library. And then you can also add some description sort of saying why you think we should work with this partner, and where they have hosted their content, how is it paywalled, or any other details that you would like to share with us. And you can also give their website URL, and then you can submit it. And as you scroll down, you will see quite a few suggestions that are already added by our community. And you will also see an option to upvote. For example, one suggestion is about JSTOR books. As you know, though we have access to JSTOR journals and some of their books, we don't have access to all their books. And this is a suggestion that we have, that we should have access to JSTOR books. Description says it contains about 75,000 books, and it's not generally available anywhere else. And 424 people have upvoted this suggestion. And you will see the URL and who has proposed it. And then, you can see quite a few suggestions here. It's a lot of suggestions. And one thing that we encourage you to do is, before you actually add a potential partner as a suggestion, we would like you to check if that suggestion has already been made, so that you can upvote and there is more weightage for that suggestion, instead of having duplicate suggestions for the same partner. So before you actually suggest a partner, you could just, let's say, search for that particular partner if that has been already added as a suggestion, and then you can upvote it. And as these suggestions gain more and more upvotes, as they come to the top of this page, we start working on these partnerships. And you will see this button here which says track progress. And if you click on that particular fabricator task, you will see what exactly is happening with that particular partnership conversation. You will have a broad understanding of where exactly that conversation is. So when I click on that, it will take me to the fab task about JSTOR books. So you will see the description, and you'll see some comments about where exactly that partnership is. And you will see that for almost all of the top collections that we have. Let's say, for example, you click on IEEE, you will see that this is already closed and resolved, and this is currently available. You will see some of the comments that we made along the way as we were trying to build partnerships with these publishers. Once the partnership is closed, we usually inform the people who have upvoted for this particular partner, we will tell them that this collection is currently available in the Wikipedia library so that you can go and access it. And then we remove this suggestion. IEEE is a recent addition to the library, so that is the reason you still see this. But we try to do this for almost many of the top suggestions that we have. So you can see a track progress button for almost all of the top suggestions that you see on this page. So this is one way you could collaborate with us. Corona, could you please share the screen again? Yeah. So this is one way that you can collaborate with us. You can look at the knowledge gaps in the Wikipedia library, and if you see there are certain publications that you think should be part of the Wikipedia library, you can go to the suggest page and add that as a suggestion, and then we'll start working on it. Another thing that you could do is build awareness for the Wikipedia library in your community. You can do workshops, you can invite people or give introductions about the Wikipedia library to them. We have seen editathons where Wikipedia library is used as an incentive for volunteering or contributing to Wikimedia projects. We can say people who are starting their Wikimedia volunteering, you can say that if you reach this point of contributing on Wikipedia, you get access to all these resources for free. So building awareness or doing workshops and sessions in your community about the Wikipedia library is a very efficient way that you can collaborate with us. We are happy to support you in anything that you want in that regard. You can also work with us as an affiliate or a chapter or a user group to develop a specific strategy for the needs of your geography or your language or your thematic area. We currently work with Wikimedia Deutschland very closely to see what are the needs for them. And we sort of have certain strategies in place to sort of meet the goals and objectives that we have there. We recently have started working with Wikimedia Spain. We have been speaking to the Wikimedia UAE user group. So we try to work with affiliates and user groups to see the specific needs of that particular affiliate and design strategies around it so that we take all the regional or thematic nuances and try to incorporate that on the larger strategy that we have for building partnerships for that affiliate. So these are some of the ways in which you can collaborate with us. And next slide, please. Right, and that's me. We have a breakout room activity right now, and afterwards, you're happy to address any questions that you have. So yeah, thanks.
Okay, thank you, Vipin. That was really an insightful presentation. And yeah, we are right on the at where we can now ask questions, and you can do that by dropping your comments in the chat, or also if you think there are some prospective partners that the Wikipedia library team should reach out to, you can also do that by using the Wikipedia library suggest link that was dropped in the chat, which Vipin had also explained how you can drop your suggestion. Now, if you find that a bit difficult to do, we have also created the Jamboard 3. I will just share my screen just to show you what this looks like. Yeah, so you can also do well to just drop any of your suggestion on this sticky notes, and we can help you update the library suggests, the Wikipedia library suggests link as well. So this is just providing you more other alternative just to get your suggestion to the Wikipedia Library team. And if you would like to also unmute to speak, we still have time to receive a lot of questions. So you can also do well to unmute to speak if you would like to do that as well. So I'll just stay mute. I just wanted to show you the Jamboard 3 where you can also just drop your suggestion as well. Thank you.
We had one question in the chat. Will you elaborate a bit more on Wikilink usage metrics?
Sorry, I was on mute. Sure. So Wikilink is, again, basically the tool that we have created to report back to the publishers about how the users of the Wikipedia library are using their resources. So in that tool, they will be seeing, which are the Wikipedia articles to which their content is being used for citations, which are the wiki projects, if how many new links have been added to their content from, let's say, English Wikipedia or Spanish Wikipedia. They can see that. They will see on a monthly basis how many new citations are getting added. They will also see the latest link events, as you was able to see on the screenshot on the presentation. They will see the latest link events, which are the ones that are getting added and the ones that are getting removed. Something that I could do is we have a documentation about Wikilink that we could share afterwards for you to take a look at if you would like to learn more about what all are available in Wikilink. And we can also obviously share the link to Wikilink itself so that you can go and see those metrics for yourself. However, these are primarily meant for publishers so that they see value in giving access to their content for free. But yes, we can follow up with you with these two links so that you can learn more about how Wikilink works.
I also saw an interesting comment. If any affiliate, like a chapter or user group, wants to work on maybe their languages in Wikimedia Library, is there like some kind of email that they should send to or some kind of contact? What is like the first step that affiliate should do?
Sorry, I was still muted. Yes, on the presentation, on the last slide, which has questions, you can see the email ID wikipedialibrary@wikimedia.org. For any questions or anything where you need more information from our side, for anything that you need to discuss with us at all, you can send us an email there, and we'll be happy to, have a call with you, understand more about what you would like to do, and then keep working on them. I will just put that on the chat again, but it's on the slides in the last slide.
Hello, may I join? This is Sushila from India. I belong to Telugu community. Actually, I have a little question. Sorry to bring you back to these metrics. Actually, what the publishers normally will they supply to Wiki Library, or suppose on our request, will they supply them? Time to time, normally what the publishers do, time to time, all the collaborated publishers will keep sending the wiki statistics so that wiki library will have an understanding that how these highly paid resources are being used. So this is for the wiki library understanding. Is it suppose if wiki library gets such a statistics, they can also put a page and keep publishing them so that whoever wants, they keep looking at them. The statistics in it will be a comparative statement that each database or resource, how is it used by how many resources like that. It will give an understanding like that. Suppose if it is not like that, then each publisher needs to be tapped and they will have to respond to us. This is how they normally, but these days, all the publishers are supplying this matrix to the collaborating institution, any institution, whether it is library or any consortium or any subscribing library. So wiki is such a big canvas. So normally, how about this kind of matrix collaborated? I mean, they are getting accumulated and put it to the understanding of the public. Public means the working Wikimedians. So that is my doubt only. So just try to get it.
Yeah. So if I understood that correctly, you were referring to the usage statistics that the publishers will have about how Wikimedians are accessing their content, the statistics that they can see in terms of which are the books or journals that people are accessing through the Wikipedia library, and if they make it available to us. What, did I understand that correctly?
Yeah, correctly. Because they are expensive resources. They have to be used. It so happened that we get the resources in anticipation that they will be used. Suppose if they don't be used, there are several instances for the consortia or university to discontinue with them.
Oh, got
Or
it.
temporarily discontinue. That kind of understanding will be there between the subscribing organizations or consortia and the publishers. So this is generally my understanding about the rest of the world. How Wiki is taking about it.
So we don't get such usage metrics from all the publishers that we work with. However, some of them do share, which are the books or journals or categories of research that are mostly used from the Wikipedia library, and that does give us a good sense of what is being used and what is not being used. Given that this access is for free, we really don't have to worry about unsubscribing to certain set of content, because this is anyway being given for free. So we don't really look at these statistics and evaluate which are the ones that we should still subscribe or not subscribe, because it's anyway for free. However, these metrics sometimes help us understand what is most required by the Wikimedia volunteers. So we try to sort of take that into account. But we don't have such stats from all the publishers. Some of them do share and some don't.
Okay, thank you.
I saw one more question in the Jamboard that is new, and that is, what do you find a biggest challenge when introducing a new language to Wikipedia library?
Well, one challenge is that for us to tell the publishers that their resources are important and their resources are needed in the Wikipedia library, we should be able to show some usage. For example, if I have to go start a conversation with a Hindi publisher, I need to tell them that there will be good usage and you will be getting some citations by partnering with us. And sometimes we don't have enough usage from the Hindi community. And the reason that there is not enough usage is because there are not many resources in Hindi already in the Wikipedia library. So I would say it's more like a chicken and egg problem. We don't have enough resources in these languages, and we don't have enough users. So we have to solve one of these problems to sort of make this engine working. So what we try to do is we try to anyway initiate these conversations with these publishers. We try to get them on board, and then we try to reach out to particular language communities and tell that this is currently available, so you can start using it. And we try to sort of engage with them as much as we can. We speak about that on talk pages. We have a newsletter for the Wikipedia library. We speak about all the new partnerships there, and we hope that more people would come forward and start making use of these publications. But yes, the problem that we have is that publishers would like to see a fair amount of usage, and we need users for that. And users are not very interested because they don't already see enough material in their language. Most of the material that they see are in English. So it's a chicken and egg problem. However, we try to solve it by sort of trying to convince the publishers to come on board or take the first step, and then we'll have enough usage. So that is one of the biggest problems that we have when it comes to a new language.
Thank you very much, Vipin. Thank you all for asking questions. We still have like a little bit more time if anyone wants to raise a hand and maybe raise their point. But I think this learning clinic was very interesting and very useful for all of us to find a little bit more about Wikipedia Library. So thank you for sharing such an amazing knowledge with us. Now, for the end of the session, we have, I think, to ask all of the participants, and that is to fill in the Mentimeter form, to give us a feedback about this learning clinic, to tell us how we can improve, what can we do better. You can find a translation for Mentimeter in the Etherpad that I just sent a link in the chat. But please just take like 30 seconds and fill in this Mentimeter form. But if you have any questions for our sharers, we have like a minute or two left, so feel free to raise your voice. If not, just say like a big gratitude and big thank you to our wonderful sharers. All of the materials, all of the content from this clinic will be available soon, and feel free to explore more.